Peace and love, everyone. I have some tips and tricks for you today on traveling to Jamaica. Jamaica is a wonderful place. I'm going to let you know all of my secrets that gets me through the island and not have to stay on the resort. So stay tuned. Let's get right into it. I love Jamaica. That is one of my favorite places in the world to go. I just had a fascination with the Jamaican culture, the Jamaican food, Jamaican people, the good ganja, the music, the party scene. It just caught me by storm the moment that I saw Sean Paul's Get Busy video. I was in high school. I recorded that video and I would play that video to back just to see the dances that had me so captivated at this party scene down in the basement, everyone having a good time. Another thing I love about Jamaica, you're surrounded by water, you're surrounded by wonderful mountains, beautiful greenery, tropical fruit, and wonderful, amazing black people. I love black people. For me, I've been to Jamaica about 4 times and I haven't ever stayed on a resort. I've always used Airbnb. So I'm just going to give you all a couple of tips on how to do that. Let's get into it. Let me get my notes. All right, so before you go, 2 things that are going to be very important in my opinion. One of these is optional, one of these is not optional. The first thing is not optional. You must have a passport to leave the U.S. to go into Jamaica, and you must have a passport to come back into the U.S. Now, this video is for U.S. citizens, but anybody can use the other tips. So yes, you must have a U.S. valid passport, and I suggest the expiration date not be within 6 months. You have at least like 6 months between that expiration date because you never really know what can happen when you're there, and you may have to get into that passport. The other thing is that you want to have a tour guide or driver. It's more than just a tour guide. Hopefully you find a good person. They'll drive for you. They know where they're going. They should be familiar with the streets of Jamaica. If they're an actual driver in Jamaica, that's even better because there are a lot of roads in Jamaica that are tough terrain. They call it bad road. In different parts of Jamaica, it's just hard to drive and you're not accustomed to the streets not being paved, big potholes in the ground, water, flood, animals, drivers who are speeding through these little one narrow, it seems like only one car should fit, but buses and trucks and cars and motorbikes, all these things are on the street. It can catch you off guard, especially when you're trying to look at a GPS or know where you're going, and you're driving on the opposite side of the road that we drive on here in the US. So all of these are good to keep in mind. I would suggest that your tour guide, they are able to drive, they have a valid driver's license, they're comfortable with driving, they know how to drive, they know the streets of Jamaica. They will go and speak to the locals for you, serve as security. They will also help to keep you safe in the way of knowing where danger is, knowing what the other people are saying. If you're not familiar with patois, knowing the areas to not go into, knowing when and where to not go. They live here. They should live there. So they will know all of these different things. And also security, because my person that I have, he's like family to me now. Family member of a friend, but he will sleep at my Airbnb the whole time that I'm there. So the 5-7 days, however long I'm in Jamaica, he's right there with me. So those are the main things. You want to see if you can secure a person. And how you can secure a person, for me it was pretty easy because I have people that I've known in the Jamaican community since I was in high school. I have a trust relationship with them. They live here in the US. They were my neighbors. They were my school friends. They were my friends that I frequented at different events and entertainment spots. You go to them and you say, hey, I'm planning a trip to Jamaica. Is there anyone that you know there that will be able to maybe take off some time? I can pay them to drive me around. At the very minimum, you want someone that will drive you around or be there with you to go to different places if you're not going to be on a resort. Before you go, you should go ahead and learn the conversion rate, how to convert American money into Jamaican money, which is JMD, and American money is USD. So there are plenty of YouTube videos and websites you can go on that'll teach you exactly how to do that. You want to know that before you get there because you just don't want to get tricked or robbed or cheated out of your money. Their bills are different than ours, of course, but also the way things are priced is a lot different. Here we might have a soda that costs us $1. If you go to Jamaica, that same soda may cost you $1,500, and you looking like, what, $1,500? But it's just the conversion rate. So you want to learn that also before you go, because although you may have a tour guide or not, you don't want them counting your money for you. When you do go to convert more money and to exchange more money, you want to know how much money you're getting. You want to be able to count yourself. You make sure you learn how. how to convert USD to JMD. You learn about conversion rates and you educate yourself a little bit on the way that they price things in Jamaica. So in Jamaica, there are two main airports. For me, it's very important I stay within at least no more than an hour and a half from the airport. I think an hour and a half is a little bit far for me. That's part of the reason why I have not traveled to Portland yet and stayed in Portland. That's another reason why I have not traveled to Negril yet and stayed in Negril, because I just want to be closer to the airports. I just feel more comfortable there. I just feel more safe closer to the airport, especially when you are staying in an Airbnb or you may be traveling alone. When you have a big group or you're going with someone who has family there and you all are somewhat safe, or you have like a big event you're going to and you know a lot of people is going to be there, a lot of people are around, maybe you're staying at a hotel or a resort, okay, fine. But I feel that it's safer to stay closer to the airport. The closer to the airport, the better. Yes, it would be more expensive sometimes, even with your food, even with your travel, things just the cost may be more expensive closer to the airport. But trust me, if anything was to happen there on that island, anything was to happen at home, let's say God forbid something happened where you lose your money or something just happens where you need to get home quick, you need to get home safe, you need to go home now, resources, someone stole the car, you never know what can happen. The same things that can happen to you home can happen to you there. You're not at home, you're not on your home soil, you don't understand the language, maybe you don't know the terrain, you don't know where you're going. It's better to stay near the airport. So Montego Bay is a great area. Ocho Rio is a great area. I'm not saying that don't go to Kingston. You can go to Kingston, you can go to Portmore. I'm just saying, if you are going to go to these places, you need to take these tips with you. You need to have these tips with you. The US and news reporters, the travel advisory place, they'll tell you that they'll always tell you that it's unsafe to go to Jamaica. It's unsafe to go off of the resort. They will always tell you these things, but they won't tell you that you can go off the resort and still be safe and nothing will happen to you. I've done it. Each time I've stayed in Jamaica, I've never stayed at the resort. Some documents you will need other than your passport is you're going to need the passenger declaration form, the C5 form, a customs form. And they ask you a couple questions like where you're going, where you're staying, what's the address of where you're staying, how long are you staying, what are you bringing here, are you bringing over a certain amount of money, are you going to sell things when you get here, what type of goods do you have, and things of that nature. So you can go and fill this out online, and I'll put the links at the bottom, or you can wait till you get off the plane and fill them out. I've been on flights where they're giving you the documents and you can fill them out on the flight before you land. My tips is to go ahead and fill it out already online, or if they hand it to you on the plane, go ahead and fill it out while you're waiting for the plane to land, because once you get off that plane, you're gonna have to walk. It's not too far, but it is a good walk, and then once you hit that corner, it's gonna be a long line of people to go through customs. I have waited in customs for about 2 hours before. That's just how many people that was there. That's my longest wait, but it can get tricky. So I say go ahead and fill those documents out before. When that plane lands and you can get off the plane, don't be milling around, playing around. Go ahead and rush over to customs, because you just never know how many planes are coming in at one time. And I can imagine that during rush hour, it's a lot more people coming in than during off-peak hours. So remember that. Once that plane lands and you can get off the plane, run, walk. Don't even run because it's unsafe, but walk very swiftly, you and your group, to get to customs so that you won't be waiting in that customs line all day long. With your passport, you can stay in Jamaica for up until 6 months without a visa. Airlines, you need to check the airline that you're going to use and see what the requirements are. They may have different requirements on bags or what you can or cannot bring. You just want to just check with your airlines beforehand. I made this mistake once during COVID. I planned the trip to Jamaica. I was not allowed to get on the plane to leave the US because they said I had the wrong type of COVID test. So they would not let me board. I missed out on that trip. I always say when God stops you from something, it's for a reason. It's really for your protection from something that you have no idea. So if you do get stopped or if you do get denied access or entry, it's not the end of the world. Don't make a big fuss and a big scene out of it, because it's probably God saving you from something else. If you don't believe in God, it's probably your ancestors. If you don't believe in that, it's probably Allah, Buddha, whoever else you believe in, your higher self saving you. So don't make a big deal out of it. Just go with the flow and be thankful, because apparently you're being saved from something. Pricing with the airline tickets, I'm a cheapo, you guys. Like, I'm a cheapo. And when it comes to me, if I'm booking tickets, I'm going to look at Spirit because they're always cheapest. I don't ever have a problem with Spirit. I don't know about y'all. And the only other thing is that they're going to charge you for those bags. So what I do is I only bring one extra bag. I'll pay for that one extra bag, and I'll stuff as much as I can inside of my on the plane bag. I'm sure you all have heard the tips and tricks. If your bag is too heavy to take out shoes or put clothes on, or don't travel with heavy stuff. You don't have to have a lot of shoes, and you don't have to have a lot of this and that. At the most, for me, what I'm going to pay to go to Jamaica is $350, and that is the most. I'm not paying any more, and that's round trip. That is one stop. Normally they stop you in Miami or Orlando or something like that. More than $350, I'm just not paying. I'm gonna just wait until the tickets go down. I don't fly in that high peak season. I like to fly when it's not midsummer, when it's not hurricane season. So once hurricane season is over, or storm season, whatever it is, flood season, they do have a flood season in Jamaica. So the least that I've paid for a flight to Jamaica, I think, was around like $230 or something like that. And then the person that I went with, she got her tickets for even less than that. This was around 2019. They were that cheap back then. The car, just look around for car prices. Don't wait till the last minute to get your rental car. But the last time I went to Jamaica, I booked a rental car, already paid for it full price. When I got to the kiosk desk to get my rental car, they wanted to charge me another, I think it was about $200 or $150, something like that. Some type of tax for Jamaica, or driver's tax or something like that for Jamaica. So I said, let me just look around. So I went to the next kiosk desk. Car was cheaper, and they didn't charge me this Jamaica fee. So I did not understand that. Sometimes they do try to scam you. That's just like the first time I went to Jamaica. I got a car rental. They lied and said they were at the airport, but they weren't. They were right outside of the airport. And once I got there, they wanted to also charge me another tax fee. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I went back and we went and got a car from the airport. So sometimes it's okay to get your rental vehicle from the airport. Let me say one more thing about this rental vehicle. Don't be late. Don't rush. What might happen is you rushing to get to the your airplane, which I made a mistake and did. You real quick just put your rental car back. You really don't take the time to really inspect everything, and you're rushing. You're in a hurry. What they'll do is they'll find a reason to charge you for something because they know that you're not paying attention. They know that you're in a hurry, and they will find a reason to charge you for something. That has happened to me before, and I ended up being charged $150 because they told me that my tire had been turned inside out. Not that the tire was damaged, not something was wrong. They told me my tire was turned the other way. Because of that, I had to pay $150. So just be mindful of that. Don't rush. And then last, my Airbnb charges, I normally try to at least pay about $100 a night. When you go to a regular hotel here in the US, it's not $100 a night anymore. With a great deal, maybe you can find something cheaper. For an average room, you're paying $1 something a night. So when you go off to these places, it's not just a room, it's a whole entire house. You're going to want to pay at least $100, maybe $120 a night. And it's always good to get other people to help you, but don't wait for somebody else to go on vacation, or don't rely on someone else to pay the other portion. Around $120 a night, $100 a night is a good amount to get you somewhere decent. Now, real quick, the tips on the Airbnb. You want to get an Airbnb that has great stars, of course. The location, you want it to be as close to the coastline. Don't be going and getting those Airbnbs way up in the mountains or way up in the inside of the island. You want to stay close to the perimeter of the island. You want to stay close to that main road. You want to be as close to that as possible. They have a lot of nice developments and a lot of nice communities there, and you want to get a gated community. This is a community that you have to stop at the guard's desk, give a name or give a place before you can enter this place. One of the places that I thought was really nice is called Richmond, and I remember that because we have a Richmond, Virginia here. So Richmond Estates, they were great. Tower Isle and Ocho Rio, and they have some beautiful like mini mansions there. It was really nice. Those are great places to stay. So you want it to be a gated community. Plus size if you are going there alone or just a couple of people and you have one of the nicer places, but they have bars on the inside of the window. That's for Kingston. For Kingston, you want the ones with the bars that you can lock yourself inside, but they'll have a regular front door, and then on the inside of the home, they'll have, you know how normally we have the bars on the outside, their bars are on the inside, and they'll have locks and keys and things like that. So if you're going to stay in Kingston area or Portmore area, you might want to go ahead and get one of those that has like the bars on the inside. You do want to get somewhere that has a grocery store or like a gas station or some type of civilization somewhere nearby. You don't want to just go all the way up and you're driving for 15-30 minutes into the island, unless, like I said, you have somebody that has family there, you're going to visit someone's family in the daytime, because even then some places don't have street lights, they don't have roads, the GPS gonna stop working on you. Stay close to that coastline, okay? The places that I love are places that you could easily walk up to, public beach, or that's where you don't have to have a pool where you're staying at, because you can walk to the beach, or you could just a short drive to the beach. So just keep those things in mind when you are finding places to stay. Talking about places to stay and being safe and things like that, for me, I don't bring anything that I can't lose or I can't give away or I can't get stolen from me. Other than my money, my passport, things like that, is really nothing else that I have with me that I can't lose or replace. When I get to my Airbnb, I like to hide my things. One thing that I don't bring cameras, like really expensive cameras. I don't. I'm not a photographer. I'm not trying to take pictures of landscapes and things like that to make money off of. You don't need these big, great cameras. Use your phone. Take a secondary phone. Don't even take your phone. Take that phone that's in the drawer that you broke a couple years ago and it got cracks in it, but it still works. Take that phone. Trust me when I tell you, anything you have of value that you don't want to lose, you don't want to be stolen from you, you don't want to misplace, just leave it at home. Never just leave your valuables around. Never leave your valuables in your luggage or in your bags you have sitting around at the airport. I just don't bring valuables. The most I'll bring is my iPad. That's the most I'll bring. I bring the iPad just in case the Airbnb cable isn't working, or Airbnb TV, you can't find a remote. I've had that happen to me. Like the Wi-Fi wasn't working and it took like a day for them to fix it. Or I could not find the remote in this one Airbnb. It serves well as a TV. But do I take it out of the Airbnb? Not at all. I don't take it out of the air. For what? Don't take anything with you that you can't lose. I don't take my best clothes. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody say. I take the clothes that I can lose, that can get messed up, that can get dirty, that I can give away. A lot of clothes I take, I'm throwing them away before I even come back home. That's one thing that lowers my luggage weight. Sometimes you may buy things, but your luggage just gets heavier coming home. So I like to leave clothes there. I leave old shoes there. I take shoes that I'm okay with you getting them dirty and walking on the rocks, walking in the sand with them. There's a lot of dirt roads in Jamaica. I take things that I don't really care for. I'm not going to Jamaica trying to flash out, trying to look like a star. I'm not going sheen shopping and spending all this money on these nice pieces. I'm just not doing that. You're putting a spotlight on yourself when you walk around a country and you're not in the touristy area. So you don't want to stay on the resort. You don't want to stay in the tourist area. If you want to do all of that flashy stuff, stay on the resort with that, because the moment that you come into those regular streets, those people can smell you a mile away. Jewelry and extravagant outfits and the sun hats and the heels and the all of those things. Trust me, you don't need it. You don't need it. Unless you're going to a really big, nice event, you don't need heels. I'm a heel girl. It took me 4 times to go to Jamaica. You don't need heels in Jamaica. You just don't. Find you some cute sandals. Sneakers are great. You really don't need heels in Jamaica. The only time you really may need heels, you may need one pair of heels when you go out to the club or to the functions. Get a pair of heels you can wear to every function or every club night that are comfortable. Don't be too flashy, because you're going to put a spotlight on yourself. I don't take any of my good jewelry. This necklace right here, this is a gold necklace. When I went to Jamaica, I found one looked just like it. Got it from Walmart. It looked just like this one. It was just from Walmart. That way, if somebody want to snatch this off of me, I lose it. It comes off a break. I don't have to worry about that in Jamaica. I leave all of that home. Anything about you, it gets left home. I'm not sorry. The stuff that I'm ready to throw away, I say I'm gonna get one more wear out, that's the stuff that goes with me to Jamaica. I don't take a whole lot of clothes because it's always warm. And I take one pair of pants, and that's the pants that I wear. You do want to have one pair of pants just in case, and one jacket, and that's what I wear on the plane, of course. But everything else, beach type clothing, but you do want to bring like a small jacket maybe for the plane. For me, I get cold easy. When you get into your Airbnb, you want to check the doors and check the windows. Make sure they are locked, or if they lock. The last Airbnb I stayed in was beautiful. For some reason, both balcony doors did not lock. You could just yank it open. And if I hadn't checked, I wouldn't have known that. So I did have to secure it, but I wouldn't have known if I didn't check. So check all the windows and doors and make sure that they lock. Check all of the doors that are in the place to make sure that they can lock. Because sometimes they have little closets and things like that lead to the outside. You want to check all of those things just to make sure everything is locked up and you're safe and secure when you go to bed at night in that place. What I like to do is I like to hide weapons, but you need to have things that you can get to very easy just in case something does happen to you. You never know what someone is planning or plotting. Always have weapons in arm's reach. Don't want to put a target on your back. Don't be out there walking around taking pictures of everything in public. Don't do that. Like this is so beautiful. Like where everyone is around, you don't want to seem, I know it's beautiful, I know it's nice. You don't want to seem like a tourist. When you're not in tourist places, you know how we do, we looking around, oh look at that, oh look at, don't do that. You put a target on your back. You put a target on your back when you're dressed all flashy and fly. You put a target on your back when you're too clean. You put a target on your back when you have too many name brands on and too much flossy floss. Your tour guide / security / driver / liaison, if you are not completely familiar with this person, and you may not ever be completely familiar with this person, you may know this person's cousin or family, and you still need to protect yourself. So that means, for one, if you are going places and this person is driving you and they should know where they're going, you need to still have your GPS on. You still need to be checking around. You still need to be watching your surroundings. You never know what people's intentions are, what people's motives are. And don't forget that you are in charge. Your tour guide may say, oh, well, I'm not going to take you to this location because A, B, or C. But if you're paying this person, they should not be choosing where y'all going. You should be telling them where to go. If they say that it's unsafe, then yes, believe them. But at the same time, your whole trip should not be surrounded around what they say do, where they want to go. You're giving them suggestions on where you want to go. They're saying, oh no, you should go here because it's closer, because it's this, because it's that. Yes, it's okay to take some of their suggestions, but you got to understand that your whole trip, it should not be them dictating everything where to go. Okay, you got to kind of use your discernment. You got to use your brain to make sure you're not getting messed over, you know? This is another thing that's going to be very important. This is why I say it's very important for you to get familiar with exchanging money in Jamaica, because when you go to places that's not tourist places, most places the prices are not going to be plastered when you're not in the tourist area. They're just not going to have the prices up, okay? Some places they will, but a lot of places they won't. And what will happen is you'll walk your American self up there and start talking, and the moment that they hear your non-patois, non-Jamaican accent, the price is going to go up 2 times or even 3 times. And then everyone around you is going to be in your face looking at you, trying to figure you out. Your best bet is to get an idea. Maybe when let's say we're going to get food. We don't know what this place has in there. We never been to this place, so we don't know what they have. So we walk in with our tour guides. When we walk in, we don't speak. We don't open our mouth. We keep our mouth closed. Just shut up. You're already going to probably look different anyway. Just keep your mouth closed. You don't have to say anything. You walk in, you look at what they have. If they don't have what they have posted, you let the tour guide should know to ask the people, or you should already have that conversation, ask them what they have. And then you can go outside, or you can pull them to the side to his ear. You could text them. Don't get them, just don't say anything when they don't have prices already put up. Because like I said, they're going to hear your accent. They're going to double, triple charge you. If you're lucky enough to have a tour guide with you, they're going to know that it's too expensive. They're going to say, you know what, it's too expensive, we can go somewhere else. And you put a target right on your back. They already think that we have money just because we in America, or we have more than them, or we have money to spend, or we have money to lose, or they can get more money out of us just because we are American. So do not put that target on your back. I love stopping at the little fruit stands on the side of the road, but I don't ever speak. When we pull up, I tell my driver what I want before we get in earshot. I tell him I want pineapples. I want a lot of grapes. I want those green grapes right there. I want a lot of those, yeah. I want a watermelon. I want oranges. He will go and make the exchange for me. I'm comfortable enough with him where I can give him my money and know or I can listen to what they're saying. I can hear the price. I peel out my money. I give him the money. He does the exchange with them. This is after they have already said the price of everything. Don't drive over there if you don't have to. If you don't have to, just don't drive. Just let them drive. Yeah, you want to know how to drive. It'd be good to go like take a little driving lesson on driving on the wrong side of the road, but it's kind of dangerous to drive over there. It's easy to get into a wreck if you're not comfortable and confident with driving. If you're a scary driver, don't even try it. But it is good to know how to drive in a country where they drive on the opposite side of the road. Don't try to go far distances or go places or roads that you're not familiar with. If it's a straight shot, okay, yeah. Don't be shy. Don't be scary. Don't walk in with your head down and looking like you're afraid of everything. Look people in their their eyes, look people in their face, act like you have some confidence, but that don't mean you have to talk. You can talk at places, once again, that have the prices posted up or they have the price on items. Then that is okay, because it's harder for somebody to cheat you. But when you go into these side places that aren't franchised or that aren't in the tourist areas, they're going to tell you whatever price they want to tell you. And how do you know that it don't cost that much? Go ahead and go grocery shopping like the first day you get there. You want to have some things to have in your Airbnb to eat. Definitely, if you don't get nothing else, get water. Get water, and stop at one of those fruit stands and get fruit, because at the end of the night, when stores are closed, because some places the stores close early, some places there are no stores. Some you don't even want to be driving at night by yourself or having to go out at night in Jamaica if you're not going like straight to the club and coming back or something like that. We don't have the 7-Eleven on the corner. They don't have the go around the corner, McDonald's is open all day. They don't have things like that. So you do want to have water in your place. You do want to have some fruit. That way in the morning time when you're hungry, you can eat that fruit. Late at night, their snacks over there are different from our snacks. You're not going to find the same snacks that we have here over there. So you might want to take your own snacks. Their snacks are a lot more expensive over there too. If you have to walk away from a price, it's okay to walk away from a price. That is fine. There's nothing wrong with saying, oh, this is too much, and walking away. I want you all to stay safe. My ladies, if you're going to be traveling alone, stay near the airport. They have wonderful places right there near the airport. Stay in a community where other people are around. Protect your items. Don't take anything that you can't lose. Always be aware of what's going on around you. Try to keep your mouth closed when you go into places that don't have prices posted, and just enjoy your trip. Go out and enjoy the water. Jamaica is a beautiful place. It is not all dangerous like everybody say that it is. It is dangerous, but you can go over there and survive. You can go over there and survive alone. Jamaica is one of the most beautiful places in totality. I mean, the food, the land itself, the island itself, the people, the culture, the music, the party scene. Did I say the food already? The beaches. It's a great place to go. So if you ever want to go to Jamaica and you saying, I'm tired of staying on these resorts, I'm tired of being cooped up, I want to go see the real Jamaica, go and do that. Just be very careful. And you can comment down below and let me know some of your experiences when you went to Jamaica. If you have any questions, go ahead and question down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Be sure to come back because I'm going to be highlighting some of my favorite spots in Jamaica to go to. Peace and blessings, everybody. Love yourself and love each other. This is Nkosa Sana. Comment and share, and don't forget to visit us at ensemble.com/blog for more content like this.